Hi, I'm Josh Bowman, Product Manager with QxControl, and in this section, we're going to cover how to use search. This is, again, one of our most used sections of the app. This is how we're going to find video events as well as health-related events for our QxControl system. So when you first enter the search page, you're going to see a few things here. First of all, you're going to see a YouTube-inspired scroll of available video clips, and we can manually scroll through here just like I'm doing, and we can see what is available. We can also filter and search. So let's go through some of these options, and then we'll go through what you can do with the actual video clip. First of all, the way that QxControl works is we connect to your cameras via the OnViv profile. If you enable analytics through your OnViv profile on your camera, QxControl will recognize that and will recognize that as an event that you can search upon. So there are several ways here that we can filter out what we're looking for in search rather than just scroll through the video and hope we find it. The first option we'll see here is at the current scope. This will show you all of the available cameras. So if we only wanted to see events related to this camera here, for example, we would choose that, select apply, and now you will see that all of the video events are related to the camera we've chosen. You'll also see an indicator showing that we have selected one filter. Now what we're going to do is we're going to clear that by choosing the X, and let's look at doors. We can also filter based on door events within QxControl. This is a great component of the unified approach where at doors we can associate a camera, and any events for that door will have a video clip associated with it. So we're going to choose the main entrance and choose apply, and that will show us any events we have related to the main entrance. So you will see here, here's an event where I created a lockdown for another lesson. And you will see any of the actions related to that. So very simply, everything we are seeing here now is related to that door that we chose to filter on. So now we're going to clear that selection. You can see here that we can also choose based on people-related events. This is also especially helpful with access control. So if we would like to see events related to maybe Kyle Adams anytime he has swiped a card at a door. Moving through, we can also focus on events that are in certain areas. So if something happened in the visitor waiting area, we could choose that and filter only events that occurred there. So here we see a number of types of events here. We could see all of these access-related events for doors. We could see battery state. So if you're using Apereo with our solution, we can filter on battery alerts. You can see there are many options here. These are all focused again mainly around device-related events. And then lastly, we see analytics. So again, these are analytics that we pull via the OnViv profile from your camera. And you can see many options here. So we'll choose one that we should always get an event for, cross-line. So if we choose cross-line and apply, we can see here that it's going to filter on all the events related to cross-line. And since we did not filter on a camera, it's going to show any camera that has cross-line events in our scope. So now that helps you understand the filters. Let's look at a couple other options that we can have here. By default, both of these are turned off. The first option is health-related events. Most health-related events will not have video associated. So by default, that is not turned on, just to kind of clean up your feed so that you're only seeing video. However, if you would like to find out when a device is disconnecting, reconnecting, or maybe when a device went offline, you can see here that these events are now populating. So we're going to deselect that. And then the second option we have here is autoplay. This simply means that if you would like to, in a YouTube fashion, have one video play after the next and just continue to play these video events, you could choose that. Again, by default that is turned off. Next, another way that we can filter, in addition to the type of event or the device or person, we can also choose to look at a specific time. So this is a very traditional calendar-based approach. We can go back to, say, 8:23 a.m., and this would be yesterday in the morning. We'd choose apply, and then that will begin to deliver any of the results that occurred in that time frame. Now what you'll see here is you're going to see a marker that shows the time that you chose, and there is what happened before and what happened after. This is not a range with a start and an end, but this takes you to that point in time and allows you to scroll forward and backward around that time. Based on all of your filter settings, time, everything that you've chosen, you could also choose to save this search. You can see now this button has turned yellow to indicate that we have a new saved search. And you can see here's the example we chose. So in order to demonstrate that, we'll demonstrate the now button means this is two things, a way to just simply refresh. This is also a way to get away from that specific time and very quickly return back to the current time in your feed. But to show how easy this works, if we go back to the video, you can see that that selected the exact time that we had saved. So if you have search parameters that you're going to use often, that could be a great option for you. So we'll go back to now, and let's select an event here that should include a vehicle. So we see a truck and a trailer coming through here off in the distance. And let's talk about what we can do with these clips once we found the clip that we're looking for. We've gone through in another lesson all the various playback controls, but if we've found a piece of video here that we would like to keep, we have two options in order to do that. The first is a very traditional and simple way of exporting, and we call this download to desktop. Once selected, you're going to see that it's going to encode, and begin downloading that clip. And now you can see, just like any other file that you would download in your browser, that will appear as an MP4 file. The other way, and I might argue better way to do this if you're using our cloud service, is to export the clip into the cloud. That second option here with the arrow pointing up will send that to our clips page. We can give that clip a name. We can give it a description. We can choose whether it expires or not. And then we could choose when it expires. And we can also, in the case if we're using continuous recording locally, we can also extend the duration of the clip if we feel that maybe the clip ended before we wanted it to. So in this case, we'll just even go ahead and add a couple seconds to that. Now we're going to choose upload, and you're going to get feedback here. So that did successfully upload into clips, and we will cover clips in more detail in another lesson, but just to see here how quick that is immediately up into the cloud and is protected. And another note that I would like to show here, if we choose a camera, you will see in the camera info page, it will show clip storage, usage, and availability. With our cloud license, each camera gets 20 gigabit of cloud clip storage free. So this is not one big bucket of storage, but each camera has storage allotted to it. So you can get feedback here and see we've used 6.21 meg out of the available 20 gig, and on the pie chart that barely registers. So we've got lots of space left. That concludes our lesson on search. Thank you very much.